Hello, Bing, and welcome to DNV's Spotlight on Shipping series. As many of you will know, my guest today is Mr. Bing Chen, President and CEO of Atlas Corporation and CEO of Seaspan Corporation. And the point of today's conversation is to shed a light on some of the most important topics influencing the shipping industry's decarbonization agenda and to learn a bit more about Atlas Corp's own decarbonization journey. So the first question, in respect of decarbonization shipping, how do you feel about the pace of change in the industry, and are we on track to meet the IMO's 2050 goals? And if not, what needs to change to get us there?
Yeah, first of all, the pace of change is picking up over the past year, but the journey is still going on. It will take time to reach our end goals. The efforts have, come a long way over the past 10 years, with eco-design being the key focus. However, in the recent years, alternative fuel have become more of a focal point. Therefore, going forward, it will be a combination of both, with fuels being the focus of the future. I believe the momentum will accelerate with the increased commitment and available technology. So are we on track to meet the IMO 2050 goals? I think it's a challenging goal for the industry, but we are doing everything we can within our power to make good progress together with the participants in the industry. We are confident to achieve, but believe the path will not likely to be linear. Major challenges include vessel design and efficiency and the commercial availability of whatever the fuel alternatives that we have. Seaspan always strive for efficiencies in our vessel design and selections of fuel alternatives. The progress made to date and the upcoming developments will ultimately contribute to the achievements of the industry's goal, which leads to our next question regarding what needs to change for us to get there. First of all, we need available technology. Then we also need the full commitment and cooperation from all industry participants across the entire value chain. Finally, we also need investments, globally coordinated policies, regulations, strict control and compliance. We are actively developing our decarbonization strategy. This will form the roadmap of how Seaspan will decarbonize our fleet and meet or exceeds the IMO greenhouse gas reduction targets. We see the decarbonization of shipping as an opportunity for Seaspan to support our customers' decarbonization journey and to show leadership through this energy transition. We recognize the needs for transition solutions, which is rather complicated for our industry. We have adopted LNG as the transitional path, and I believe that this will increase in pace going forward. However, the technology needed to operate on LNG is only one of our chosen paths to a more sustainable solution.
So you have previously spoken about your focus on ESG, the environmental, social, and governance principles, and their ability to, what you say is, enrich your business model. What exactly do you mean by that?
Yes, the ESG principle has always been aligned with our corporate culture and very naturally embedded in what we do on a daily basis, as well as on a strategic basis. Seaspan's model is known for long-term, as you know, which naturally fits with ESG principle of sustainability. ESG is well aligned with our 5 key competencies and ultimately strengthens our business model. For example, on the environmental side, our innovative ship development and technology program, our SAVER, SAVER, which stands for Seaspan Action of Vessel Energy Reduction, has been underway for decades, which is way before the mainstream of ESG initiatives, and the outcome has been phenomenal. We relentlessly focus on efforts on new builds or existing fleet to improve the efficiency and loadability of our ships. Over the past year, vessel upgrades have included the optimized, the bows, the propellers, AMP, the updated cargo lashing rules, the lashing gears, the engine upgrades, and also the advanced anti-fouling coatings. The result is lower emission and a lower operating cost for our customers. On the social side, our staff and the seafarers' well-being are the top priority. Our organization's social principles are built on a culture of inclusion, diversity, and ownership, both onshore and at sea. We continue to leverage our operational excellence and logistics capabilities to improve the communities in which we operate and beyond. In terms of the governance, we continue to develop a robust set of KPIs in advance, in accordance with our governance framework, with focus on establishing the measurement and the reporting process of ESG, staying ahead of emerging ESG and reporting regulations, demonstrating the corporate transparency and responsiveness to stakeholders' needs. We recognize that all aspects of ESG are essential for us to continue to be the market leader. Our consistent and the long-term business would not be able to achieve what we have achieved to date without our team truly embracing the ESG policies.
Now we've been talking quite a bit about sort of strategies, the future, but I would like to come a little bit closer to today. And you recently made a really, well-publicized 37 new build orders. And in what way has decarbonization and your customer needs influenced your new build strategy?
Yeah, you're absolutely right that our new build strategy is primarily driven by our customers' needs and decarbonization initiatives. I would also add that as the owner, it is important for us to own and operate the best-in-class assets with highest asset value throughout the life cycle. We're always aligned with our customers. This is because that we all want the best assets, and only with the high demand from our customers, our ships will result in a high value. Our customers have many needs, and they trust us because as the owner and operator, we have the opportunity to work with all liners, equipment makers, the class society, such as yourself, and the shipyards, so that we have our proprietary approaches to issues and concerns regarding specific designs and fuel selections. Decarbonization, among other top considerations, plays a very important role in all new build decisions, as we all know that the decarbonization is not only a trend, but a requirement, as we know that we have IMO 2030, 2050. This not only applies to the new builds, but also to our existing fleet. As I mentioned earlier, we have our asset integrity group, which are aimed at enhancing the efficiencies of our vessels. The bottom line is that if you don't anticipate the requirement, your asset will have a lower value. And because it is not easy decision, and there's a lot of implications, our customers comes to us because we are able to work with them and develop the best solution. Out of the 37 new builds, we have a combination of both the gas and the liquids. For reasons, as I stated earlier, there's no clear solution, and also there's not only one path. For these two fuel solutions are today's the most practical and the closest to the path towards decarbonization. Our goal is to select a fuel that has the best, and the least or zero carbon emissions. LNG today, as the transitional fuel, reducing the carbon footprints by 28%. For example, our recent 15,000 TEU dual fuel LNG vessels, these are the first LNG new build order, illustrates our commitment to progressing towards the greener initiatives for both ourselves and customers. We see a path to pursue liquid as, such as the biofuel, the synthetic biofuel, and alcohol, and they are right now the closest to decarbonization. In addition to the fuel, I would also like to add that we look also at the front end design phase via the technological advancement in eco-design to reduce the emission per box, as well as the actual vessel operations. Our overall objective is ship operational excellence, and we employ numerous programs that increase efficiency, lower emissions, and abide by rigorous measurement and reporting standards. We voluntarily subscribe to the U.S. Department of Justice Environmental Compliance Program and subject ourselves to the enhanced procedures and audit to lower pollution from our vessels. We have improved the fleet performance data and the analytics to identify underperforming ships and opportunities for improvement. Suppliers must comply with the health and safety and environmental policies. Since 2017, our port state control inspection with zero deficiency has improved from 70% to 81%. Seaspan also achieved ISO 14001 certification. We employ responsible ship recycling, for example. We have instituted our ship recycling policy, which prioritizes a responsible approach to the decommissioning and the recycling of our vessels. So overall, with the fuel, the technology, and operations, we are fully aligned and contributing to the decarbonization, and this is why our customer value Seaspan today.
No, I know that also in addition to your knowledge and insights in the shipping industry, you also have a background from the finance industry, and I would like now to focus the next question on the financing part. And it was recently reported that near all or half of the ship finance now comes from the Poseidon signatory banks. And how closely would you say that Atlas Corp is aligned with the Poseidon principles and maybe more generally green financing?
We are well aligned with ESG principles across all aspects of our business model in terms of new builds, existing fleet operations, recycling, and financing. Specifically for financing, we strongly support sustainability-linked capital, tying the company's cost of capital to the ability to achieve measurable sustainability targets. This has increasingly become a priority for investors, and we've been active contributors in this regards. We have completed several sustainability financing. A first in the container shipping market, our sustainability-linked loan as part of our innovative portfolio loan program, which is aligned with the Poseidon principle. Our financing is aligned with the Poseidon principle and is validated by Sustainalytics, a leading independent provider of ESG research and ratings. We have also closed two offerings for a total of $500 million of unsecured bond in the Nordic market, which are also tied directly to the achievement of sustainability initiatives and meeting targets. And most recently, we completed the largest sustainability-linked U.S. private placement of $500 million as part of our upsized $2.5 billion portfolio financing program. The green financing is very influential because it actually reinforces the IMO regulation during the decarbonization agenda. As you know, the industry is very, capital intensive, and financing is an important part of the value chain. So not only are we in a strong support of such initiative, but also the industry leader and a pioneer in this respect.
So green financing is certainly here to stay. That's sort of one of the key messages from that. Now, being neither of us is living on an island, and collaboration is naturally one of the areas in which you have also engaged. And my next question is on collaboration. So Seaspan has formed several industry alliances to help drive down environmental harmful emissions, including allying with, for instance, the Maersk McKinney Møller Center for Zero Carbon Shipping in Copenhagen and other fora. And why is collaboration so important in the drive to decarbonize, and is the industry doing enough of collaboration?
As a business, we are accountable to our customers, employees, partners, communities, and investors. So when we try to accomplish such a monumental goals, one company or industry alone is not enough. It requires the entire society to collectively address the decarbonization. Our approach is through active leading and participation. And because of this goal, this is why we've partnered with the Maersk McKinney Møller Center, as well as formed our own technology advisory council with industry executives. By being a part of leading alliance and organization that supports the continuous improvement of ESG initiatives, we can benefit from shared knowledge and collaborative input from industry experts. Seaspan's business is predicated on owning the best assets that sets the industry standards, meeting our customers' needs. Our customer base is increasingly tending towards a portfolio of fuel solutions, for example, the scrubber, LNG, compliant fuel, etc. And therefore, we adjust our own asset portfolio to provide such solutions. This has been, precedented by a strong corporate culture of collaboration with our customers and other like-minded owners and industry bodies, such as yourself, in pursuing of efficient vessel that remain, relevant to our customer base, both now and well into the future. There have been many developments in the industry other than direct ship owning and operation, for which we recognize as a rich source of innovation or guidance. This is why we have adopted a technology advisory committee, which is made up of a small number of industry leaders within and outside of maritime. And we have found this to be an effective forum for ideas, reflection, and formation of guidance to our stakeholders. So I have one question for you. We recognize DNV as a leader in ideation, which is why we have had such a long and productive collaboration and partnership between Seaspan and DNV. With the rising, spectrum of the challenges presenting themselves to the industry, what weaknesses do you believe are the prime hurdles for the maritime industry to overcome to get improved and effective, traction towards the IMO GHG goals?
I think one of the, the fundamental challenges with the shipping industry is that it is really very fragmented. So it has a lot of different players with different agendas, different views. And as such, it could be difficult to get sort of a uniform voice across to regulators, to policymakers, to politicians, etc. So I really think that this fragmentation calls for, further collaboration, and I think that would be one of the best ways to deal with that. And I'm very happy that we are now seeing collaboration at a much larger scale in the maritime and shipping industries. And just to give you a couple of examples, we have recently joined with some other leading class societies and leading flags to really try to accumulate, aggregate knowledge and guidance on especially new technologies, new fuels, and not least also the higher degrees of automation, and share that with industry, engage with industry and share that with industry. And I think that is, needed in today's complex world.